The first law of graffiti magic: visibility is a spell. Graffiti works because it does something your nervous system can't ignore. It imprints. A wall is not neutral. A wall is a psychological and energetic surface. When you see something written in public space, your body receives it differently than if you saw it on a screen. A screen is content. A wall is world. Walls feel like facts. This is why propaganda posters work. This is why billboards work. This is why corporate logos work. And this is why graffiti works. Graffiti isn't just art. Graffiti is the oldest form of. This reality belongs to someone. So when someone tags a wall, what they're really doing is declaring, I exist. I was here. This space is not yours alone. That's the first layer. But the second layer is where the magic begins. Fiction magic, the only category big enough. Most magical systems break down because they require you to believe. And belief is a fragile substance. It's always threatened. By doubt. By ridicule. By trauma. By someone smarter than you. By science. By religion. Belief is like trying to carry water in your hands. But fiction. Fiction is different. Fiction doesn't ask for belief. Fiction asks for participation. Fiction is the one category big enough to contain gods, demons, systems, paradox, psychology, spirits, physics, myth, trauma, sovereignty, and raw lived experience. All at the same time. Fiction doesn't need permission. Fiction doesn't need validation. Fiction just needs coherence. And graffiti is one of the most powerful fiction delivery systems ever invented. Because it turns fiction into environment. The world is a competing hypersigil. Let me say this cleanly. You are already living inside other people's spells. Not because they're evil, but because they're organized. Most humans aren't suffering because they're weak. They're suffering because their inner world has been colonized. By corporate language, religious language, social language, fear language, normal language, and inherited identity scripts. And those scripts are written everywhere. In the architecture, in the news, in the culture, in the slogans. So the question becomes, what happens when you write your own script back onto the wall? Not as a plea, not as therapy, not as affirmation, but as a declaration. The Liminal Magician, street journalist of the invisible. This is where my own work began shifting. Because I realized I didn't want to be a spiritual teacher. I didn't want to be a magician in the old sense either. I wanted to be something else. A kind of street journalist. Someone who walks through the world and says, this is what I see in the field. This is what's really happening underneath. This is what the walls are saying. And I started thinking, what if there was a character who could do that? A character who didn't need to be liked. Didn't need to be viral. Didn't need to be approved. A character who could just speak. A figure who is half myth and half real. A liminal being. So I created the Liminal Magician. And the Liminal Magician does not ask for permission. He writes. The graffiti spell format, law rewrite seal. Now we get technical. This is the structure. Because the difference between art and magic is magic has a mechanism. And the mechanism I use is simple. It's 3 stages. 1. Law. The law is what currently rules the field. Not what is true. What is enforced. Examples. You must be seen to matter. You must hustle to survive. You must be broken to be loved. You must obey the algorithm. You must be normal. The law is the spell you're currently living inside. 2. Rewrite. This is the act of sovereignty. Not positive thinking. Not denial. A rewrite is not. Everything is fine. A rewrite is a new law. Something like structural coherence runs everything. The field obeys the gates. Silence is power. Presence changes the body. I do not beg for attention online. This is where graffiti becomes lethal. Because graffiti is not asking. Graffiti is stating. 3. Seal. The seal is what locks it into reality. The seal can be a signature, a symbol, a repeated phrase, a character name, a glyph, a visual motif, a color, or a mythic stamp. For me, the seal is often the Liminal Magician, or Oron Kael. Because names are not labels. Names are engines. Why this works, even if you don't believe anything. Here's the part 1. Love. This works even if you're allergic to spirituality. Because it's not about believing in magic. It's about understanding how humans are built. Humans run on pattern recognition, symbolic encoding, emotional imprinting, narrative reinforcement, and identity feedback loops. So when you write a phrase, and you place it in the world, and you repeat it, you're not doing woo. You're programming the interface between mind and environment. And if you do it with enough coherence, the field starts to respond. Not because you convinced the universe, but because you stopped contradicting yourself. The difference between graffiti and advertising. This is important. Advertising is graffiti with one purpose: to make you buy. Advertising wants your nervous system. Graffiti wants your sovereignty. And that's why graffiti has always been treated like a threat. Because it's uncontrolled meaning. It's an unauthorized voice. It's someone writing their own myth into the public world. Even if the myth is crude. Even if it's ugly. Even if it's nonsense. The act itself is the ritual. It's a refusal. How to use this magically, without breaking any laws. Now, before we go any further, I'm not telling you to go spray paint walls. If you do, that's your life and your consequences. But you don't need illegal graffiti for graffiti magic. You can do this in ways that are completely clean. Posters, stickers, art prints, merch, notebook pages, digital walls, YouTube community posts, thumbnail text, Instagram stories, even your own home walls. Because the core isn't vandalism. The core is symbolic occupation. You are claiming space. And the moment you claim space, you start existing differently. The deep secret, you become the wall. And here's the part people don't expect. Eventually, you stop writing on walls. Because the wall becomes you. You start walking through the world as a living slogan. A living sigil. A living myth. And the people around you begin to feel something. Not because you're louder, but because you're coherent. And coherence is terrifying. Coherence is rarer than talent. Rarer than beauty. Rarer than intelligence. And once you have it, the field begins to rearrange around you. The final spell. So I'll end with this. If you want to practice graffiti magic, don't start with art. Start with law. Ask, what law am I living inside that I didn't choose? Then rewrite it. Then seal it. And if you do that, over and over, you won't just be manifesting. You'll be doing something far more dangerous. You'll be doing what the world has always punished people for. You'll be writing your own reality. And you won't be asking permission. If you want more work like this, Fiction Magic.
Kept kicking at the silence, wouldn't let me rest, so I pray in punchlines, meditate in slang. Choir of the corner kids, let the huddle voices sing. Graffiti Fiction Magic, we're casted on the wall. Every kicker, everything glass hall. Liberation in the left. Every curve, every slash. Sacred hip-hop habits turning concrete into ash. Graffiti Fiction Magic. Where the misfit halos glow. Spit a song in the alley. Watch the whole block grow. Hands up, caps up. Name your hurt and pain here. Write your doubt in giant script so they can't erase it. Knees bent, head high. Verse over verse, we've been flipping every curse back into a universe. Graffiti Fiction Magic, we cast it on the